The world of compromised morals may be closer to home than some realize, and perhaps just a part of monthly expenses. From instant coffee to instant pleasure, our world is beset by instant gratification, and the sex industry generates more income than many can imagine.
Once they make you part of their life, they're not going to cut you out because they need to cut corners. They'll cut out the dinners with their wife. They'll cut out the expensive toys for their kids. They'll cut out the Prada suits. And they will still continue to come see you and pay you $500 for the hour.
Jezebel, legally a dominatrix at a dungeon on the Upper West Side, illegally a woman of the night in New Jersey and New York. Her face has been blurred for her own protection.
These are clients that are coming in on their lunch hour, coming in before work. These are the clients that are married.
So what is it about the quiet indiscretions and the taboo lure that draws men of all ages, public positions, and even from the noblest of unions, marriage, into the thriving business, shrouded in secrecy, but fully directed behind the doors of the law? The fascination with this phenomenon created a novel called Girls by Nick Kellman, and in it he verifiably states the American male spends more money annually per capita on the sex industry than on taking his wife to the movies and buying video games for his children. So why is money that could be used elsewhere being used on the sex industry?
I think the foundations of American culture are essentially puritanical, and I think that as a result, it sort of infiltrated the way that men and women relate to each other in this country.
But to sex therapist and author Rob Block, the reasoning is not so ingrained by society's nurturing, rather more primal and found in basic human nature.
It's all about him. He doesn't have to be responsive. He doesn't have to deal with anything else. It's just pure sex.
But to some, it's just about the money.
I got paid well. At the dungeon, they pay like $250. The girls get paid $90 an hour, and then usually tip on top of that. So the tip can go anywhere from, $50 to $100 to $200. So I got into the hooking because I realized how much more money that I could be making.
The sex industry grossed $12 billion in 2003, more than all the combined revenues of all the professional football, baseball, and basketball franchises. And with the ease of access, $2.5 billion of that $12 billion is from internet pornography, where people of all ages can participate.
Men who start seeing this at a young age, when their love map is forming, are getting, one, desensitized. Most of the women they see aren't going to be porn queens.
In this extremely lucrative industry, where over $3,000 a second is being spent on pornography, according to the Internet Filter Review, there is no price tag on the potential damage to personal lives.
Part of the difficulty with porn doesn't transfer well. So you have what's going on in the film and a guy getting really interested in that, and that may not transfer well with his wife.
Jezebel has been able to differentiate love from lust and continues her fruitful but unconventional line of work.
As long as I could wake up every single morning and still look at myself in the mirror and not feel like I'm doing something wrong, then I could get into it.
As long as there are women willing to sell and men willing to consume, this industry will flourish, and the circle will continue to gyrate the hips of American morals. Sabina Basine, NYFA News, New York.